Hi, welcome to Camp DreamWorks Draw Along. I'm Christina. I'm a visual development artist for Spirit Writing Free. Today I'm going to show you how to make a Spirit and Lucky poster that you can hang in your room. If you're a fan of the show like I am, you probably love the artwork that goes into it and want to make some for yourself. So today I'm going to show you how you can do that. Let's get started. Something that we use a lot in the show is this little wheat filigree element, kind of flowery. And some things we'd like in this drawing are a border, maybe the logo for the show, and Lucky and Spirit. And I'm thinking maybe I would like the logo to go right here. My quick tip for drawing out text is I always create like a little rectangle wherever the text is going to go, and then I'll just draw a line in the middle and then kind of the midpoint of the text. And so that kind of gives me a nice uniformity. Filigree is any sort of design element you'd like to use in your work to add flourish and a little bit of embellishment, and it can really be anything. And you just create it by making a little V along these curvies that we drew. And so now we're going to add Spirit and Lucky. The same kind of thing goes for these characters as well. We want to build like a good base that we can add on eyes and noses to. And so Spirit is a circle, that's his head. And so I'll draw his brow in. And now that I have his brows, I'll draw his eyes. And the eyes are just circles. They're outlined a little bit on his upper lid. One of my favorite things about Spirit are his very big eyebrows. And I think they're super funny because horses don't really have big bushy brows like this. But they really give him that like strong, determined, confident characteristic. So I want to get a little bit of smile going on with his muzzle because Spirit is a really happy dude. Spirit has these like big puffy cheeks, and it's something that really makes him look different from the other horses on the show. And of course, it wouldn't be Spirit without this little swoopy hair covering his white stripe. Spirit has a really distinct personality. He's very confident, he is super helpful, he's very sympathetic towards others, and he problem solves, I feel like, just as much as Lucky and the other girls. He's like just a fully fledged member of their team. And now we'll draw Lucky. My favorite thing about drawing Lucky, I really like her hair, but it's pretty similar to Spirit. I love her personality. She feels like such a real little girl to me, and I love drawing her because I have such a strong connection when I watch the show. And just like a little circle to indicate where her nose will eventually go. And I'll kind of place her brows at this time. I feel like Spirit and Lucky have a bond that you can see, with girls and just, any of their pets. Like growing up, I had a dog and I always felt like that dog was, my partner. Like, I feel like Spirit is a really good friend. And then I wouldn't want to leave out Lucky's ears. And so Lucky's neck is kind of long and thin. And I actually want to put her Riding Academy outfit on, which is really cute. And that's a short sleeve white shirt, a little bit of a tall collar. So I think now we have a pretty good drawing going. And so I am just going to use just a black pen of any kind would work. And I'm gonna start kind of outlining the character. And I've built this really nice base for myself. So it kind of makes this really fast and easy. And I have to try and stay pretty close to my pencil drawing. I feel like even though Spirit's nostrils are kind of dark, maybe just make them a little thicker on top. Get his smile in there. And another pro tip, if you ever have to ink over something in your drawing, you can always put a clean sheet of paper to give your hand some protection against potentially smudging the other half. And you can move it along with your hand. I always really liked drawing, and so as soon as I could color, I kind of would use this spare space in my coloring books to like draw my own characters and color them in, and I would create comics on napkins, and yeah, I would doodle all the time. And then with Lucky, another area that can be a little challenging is her nose. On each side of the circle, I'm going to indicate her nostrils. And then I can draw a line from her brow that kind of goes down to her nose. And that will be enough. And so now we'll start coloring it in. Let's start with Spirit. Spirit is a tan horse. And I'm going to make sure to leave this white stripe on Spirit alone. I always like to kind of put my colored pencil at a flat angle because it kind of lets me get a little more color down faster. And then Spirit has dark brown hair. I think having an outlet to practice your creativity is so important because you really cultivate your own imagination and you ask yourself, what's interesting to me? What do I like? And it's like an ego boost, a self-esteem boost, and it just, you trust yourself with your creativity, it enriches you, and you're constantly growing and learning, and I think that's really good for someone. And just like we did before, we can use this as a guard as we work on Lucky. Lucky has green eyes, and I want to darken her lashes a little bit. Kind of just bring out some blush in her cheeks. I think this kind of makes the character feel more alive. And now I'm going to color in Lucky's lips. And then we can start coloring in her hair. I think something I've learned from Spirit Writing Free is you can't always do everything in one day, and that's okay. And you don't always need to do everything by yourself. It's okay to ask for help. And there will always be a ton of stuff to do, but that's okay because you can do it gradually. You can do it one at a time, and you can do it with friends. And so the last few things we're gonna do is we'll go back in with a pen and finish off the filigree. The reason that we didn't do this initially is we kind of didn't want to smudge the filigree as we were working on Lucky and Spirit. And that will really make their eyes pop and bring them to life. You can add some clouds in the background. You can just take a grocery bag, a paper grocery bag, and cut it out, flip it over, and mount your drawing like this. And now you have a finished artwork that you can hang on your wall. And that's it. I hope you guys had fun drawing Lucky and Spirit. Be on the lookout for more Camp DreamWorks fun this summer with the whole family, and keep drawing.